It's been nearly 2 weeks since a rare December long-track tornado devastated several communities across the state of Kentucky and elsewhere. In the immediate aftermath, people gathered towards the biggest pockets of destruction, but a lot of damage has gone unseen. So, ABC Audio's Brad Mielke, host of the Start Here podcast, traveled along the tornado's entire 165-mile path. And despite the devastation, he found hope in the survivors as they work to pick up the pieces.
All right, so this is the field where this all began. Just looked like dozens of tornadoes that day. The difference is most of those tornadoes dissipated quickly. This one just kept going.
It stayed on the ground and didn't stop sprinting for 165 miles. Within minutes of touching down, this tornado descended on its first town. We drove through half a dozen communities in Kentucky to witness the scope of the devastation. They were easy to find.
Hey, Brad, yeah.
Chief Adams, Fulton County Fire and Rescue.
Our first stop, the fire station in Casey, Kentucky, or what's left of it.
This is the spot?
This is the station, and that's the pile of what's left. This is one of the original groups.
We meet with Fire Chief Wade Adams. Two of his own firefighters lost their homes as town after town plunged into total darkness.
Nothing can prepare you for walking up here to your station, realizing it's not here, and hearing your community members screaming in the streets.
One person was killed in this town of less than 100. That victim's house disintegrated. But next door, the house is still standing, barely. Inside it is Renee Nolan.
It's been devastating.
Yeah.
You know, everything around him is gone.
She had just had surgery on her hand the day before the storm, but as it crashed into her home, her stitches were ripped out. She doesn't have the money to afford a hotel while her house gets repaired, so she's making do with a tarp over the roof and a small heater. But she says she hasn't been left wanting for donations of food or propane.
The community has been wonderful. People have come from miles and miles around, and you know, it restored my faith in humanity.
One of the most difficult things here is just to convey how long this tornado was on the ground here. So I actually got a map just to show the scope of this. It actually starts here, just across the Tennessee border, and then it just continues on almost a straight line up through Mayfield.
This is the town you've seen so many images of in the days after the tornado hit. A community of 10,000 people, the most populated town on this long path.
Absolute devastation.
And yet, as you drive through it, the images really can't convey the magnitude.
This is the largest place we've been to in this part of the state. And yet it feels quieter and more still than any other place we've been to so far. Wow.
Just off the main road, we meet a homeowner named Vicky. She doesn't want to be on camera, but she did invite us in to see what remains of her home. Her living room tattered, her bedroom ripped to shreds by the power of this storm.
Vicky's bedroom is now missing its roof. All you really got here now are things that were on her walls, her decoration of her bedroom, and that's the rest of her neighborhood.
Street after street, home after home, the tattered remains of a town, Main Street America, in ruins.
We were ready for, the zombie apocalypse, but not this.
Our next stop, Gilbertsville. With little warning, its residents met the same fate as the towns before it.
What does a tornado sound like?
Fear.
Yeah.
A train.
Rick Smock and his wife Linda were in their home when this tornado screamed up over a hill. They had a chance to get to the strongest part of their house, a little hallway by the garage door.
Here's where we were, and you can see the baseboards are even pulled loose. See where it's not connected?
Oh, wow.
The whole house.
So you're
was
thinking to
almost
yourself,
raising.
this is the strongest place we can be,
Well, here's-
and still the baseboards are being
Yeah, you can see the
pulled out.
baseboards have been pulled loose.
They reveal that their son, Jason, had just moved back in with them because he has brain cancer. Stuck on the other side of the house in these short, terrifying moments, their concern, once again, was keeping their son safe.
I'm sure it was only 30 or 45 seconds.
Soon after the storm passed, with ceiling beams dangling above her, a garage shifted 20 feet off its foundation. Linda rushed through her home, digging through her family's belongings.
This is Jason's bear I found that he had from a baby. If I don't have things like this to hold on to, I feel like I'm not going to have anything of his.
Bremen, Kentucky is a small farming community, population 300, but this tiny town suffered 11 deaths, a proportion big enough where every single resident knows someone whose life was lost, plus the losses that don't make the newspaper.
The dog was laying there on the floor, and I got him down home, and I built him a nice box, and I put some fresh straw in for him, and put a little pillow under his head, put a couple milk bones in there for a little snack along the way.
Even in so much chaos, compassion remains the currency here. Throughout the week, aid groups and volunteers descended on the area, providing food, electricity, basic needs. But what aid experts say is crucial to understand is that need is not going to go away anytime soon. The Kentucky state government is setting up a fund called the Team Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund, something Governor Andy Beshear is hoping will be a more consistent form of support for everyone who needs it. We arrive in a quiet field not unlike where this twister began. It's calm and peaceful, despite being the endpoint of this historic rampage.
This is actually the spot where this tornado ceased to be a tornado. At 11:47, not even 3 hours later, it finally goes back up into the sky.
This 165-mile path will leave a scar on this state, but there's still a chance, whether through neighbors or through officials bringing aid or through the rest of us, to help that scar begin to heal. For ABC News, I'm Brad Milkey, traveling through Kentucky.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.